This is a part 2 video of Mathematics Practice Paper 1 of March-April 2021. In part 1 video, we had discussed all the optional questions of part A. In this video also, we are going to discuss the remaining optional questions. Question 4, 5, 6 from Group A, 10, 11, 12 from Group B, 17, 18, 19, 20 from Section 2, 21, 23 from Group A and 25, 26 from Group B. The fourth question is, sum of the zeros are given in the question as 7 and a quadratic polynomial is given. We have to find out the value of k. Now sum of zeros, so alpha plus beta, that is given as 7. And we have to find k, and also quadratic equation is given. P of x is equals to x square minus kx plus 9. We have to compare this with the quadratic standard equation. Ax square plus bx plus c. Compare it. A is 1, b is minus k, and c is 9. We know that there is a relationship between the zeros and the coefficients. So here 1, minus k and 9 are coefficients and alpha and beta are zeros. What is the relation? We know alpha plus beta is equals to minus b by a. So alpha plus beta value is given in the question. Substitute here. 7 is equals to minus is there in the formula. B value is given as minus k, by a value is given as 1. So divided by 1, it will go that side, becomes 7. And here we have minus into minus is plus k, or we can also write this as k is equals to 7. So we got the value of k as 7. Fifth question. Find the centroid of the triangle whose vertices are 2, minus 3, minus 4, 2 and 8, 13. To find centroid of triangle, and given our vertices, let A 2, minus 3, B as minus 4, 2, C as 8, 13. This is 2, minus 3. In a triangle, there are 3 vertices. A is given as 2, minus 3. What is this we see? And B is given as minus 4, 2. What do you mean by centroid? Centroid means the middle of the triangle, and that is indicated by G. Okay, the formula for centroid is x1 plus x2 plus x3 by 3, y1 plus y2 plus y3 by 3. Centroid is indicated by G of x, y is equals to x1, y1, x2, y2, x3, y3. x1 is 2 plus x2 is minus 4 plus x3 is 8 here by 3, y1 is minus 3 plus y2 is plus 2 and y3 is 13 by 3. That is equals to 2 as it is. Plus into minus is minus 4 plus 8 by 3, minus 3 plus 2 is minus 1. Minus 1 plus 13 gives me 12 by 3. 2 minus 4 is minus 2. Minus 2 plus 8 is 6 by 3, 3 ones are 3, 3 fours are 12, that is 4 here, and here 3 ones are 3, 3 twos are 6. My centroid of triangle is 2, 4. Sixth question. Verify whether the points minus 2, 3, 4, 2 and 10, 1 are collinear or not. For this question, you should know the concept of collinearity. When 3 or more than 3 points lie on a straight line, that is called as collinearity, or those points are said to be collinear. When will they lie in the line? When area of triangle will be equal to 0. But if they are lying on a straight line, we can say it is not forming a triangle. 2, minus 3, B 4, 2 and C 10, 1. We have to use the formula for area of triangle. Half modulus x1 y2 minus y3 plus x2 y3 minus y1 plus x3 y1 minus y2. How to learn this formula? 1, 2, 3. Learn it in cyclic order. First 1 will come, then 2 will come, then 3 will come. See, like this, x1, then you have y2 minus y3. Similarly, next, again after 1 we have 2 here for x. So x2 into after 2 what comes? 3. y3 minus after 3 what comes? 1. It is going in a circular order. 1, 2, 3, again after 3, 1. Like that we remember. And here x1, x2, x3 will come. This is x1, y1, x2, y2 and x3, y3. So half modulus, we have x1 is, this is minus 2. Minus 2 into y2 is 2 minus y3 is 1 plus x2 is 4 into y3 is 1 minus y1 is minus 3 plus x3 is 10 into y1 is minus 3 minus y2 is 2. Half modulus minus 2 as it is. 2 minus 1 is 1 plus 4 into 1 as it is. Minus into minus is plus 3 plus 10 into minus 3 minus 2 will give me minus 5. So half modulus minus 2 into 1 is minus 2 plus 4 into 3 plus 1 is 4 plus 10 into minus is minus 5 tens are 50. Half modulus minus 2 as it is, 4 fours are 16 minus 50. So I have half, when signs are same add, so minus 52 here I have and here I have plus 16. When 1 is minus, 1 is plus, you have to subtract. This will become 4, this will become 12. 12 minus 6 is 6. 36 I am getting. So half modulus of minus 36 as bigger number is minus. But we know that we can take out it from minus from modulus. So it becomes plus. 2 1s are 2, 2 1s are 2, 1 6, 2 8s are 16. 18 square units, because it is area means the unit will be square units. But according to the question, when if they are collinear, then the area of triangle should be 0. But I am not getting the area of triangle as 0. So since I am not getting area of triangle as 0, I can say the points are not collinear. So since area of triangle is not equal to 0, hence points are not collinear. If the mode of the data 2, 3, 3, 5, 7, 7, 6, 5, x and 8 is 3, then what is the value of x? So given observations, so I have to find out the value of x, and here it is telling that the mode is given as 3. So in order to find out the mode, I know mode means the most frequently occurring value. Here I have 3 is repeating 2 times and also 7 is repeating 2 times. So what I will write here, both 3 and 7 are repeating 2 times. But mode cannot be equal to 7. Why? Because it is given that x is equals to 3. 3 is repeating 3 times if x is 3. That is, it is the mode. And therefore, most frequently occurring value, mode is 3. In this type of question, how to do is, observations will be given to us, you have to find out the value of x. So, what will x be? If it is given that mode is 3 means, mode is the maximum number of times the observation is repeating. So, here, the maximum number of times it is repeating should be 3. It means that this x should also be 3. 7th question, from English alphabet, if a letter is chosen at random, then find the probability that the letter is vowel. You have to know how many are total English alphabets and you have to know how many are vowels. Then apply the probability formula. Total number of outcomes is equals to total alphabets. How many alphabets are there in English? There are 26 alphabets in English, that is equals to 26. And how many are vowels? That is variable outcomes here is equals to A, E, I, O, U. There are 5 vowels. So number of variable outcomes are 5. So what we have to find out? Probability formula is equals to number of favorable outcomes by total outcomes. Probability of finding a vowel, that is equals number of favorable outcomes here we have is 5. So 5 by 26. 12th question. A bag contains 3 red balls and 4 black balls. A ball is selected at random from the bag. What is the probability that the ball selected is black or red? What is given? Number of red balls are given as 3 and number of Black balls is given as 4. Total outcomes is given as 4 plus 3, that is number of red balls plus number of black balls, that is 3 plus 4, that is equals to 7. Apply the probability formula. Number of favorable outcomes by total outcomes. First we have 2 bits, right? In the first bit it is asking the probability of getting a black ball. So number of black balls by total balls. So number of black balls here are 4 and total balls here are 7. Probability of red. Number of red balls. Number of red balls are 3 but total balls there is 7. Here I'll write number of black balls by total balls. Similarly, total. Section 2, 17th question. In triangle ABC, AD is perpendicular to BC. AD square is equals to BC into CD is given. There is a mistake in the question. It should be AD square is BD into CD. Prove that triangle ABC is a right angle triangle. This is the figure given to us. And I have to prove that this triangle ABC is not a general triangle, but that is it is a right angle triangle. That is angle B should be equal to 90 degree here. AD is perpendicular to BC. And also it is given AD square is equals to BD into CD. Have to prove that a triangle ABC is a right angled triangle. First, let us take, if this angle ADC is given as 90, then angle ADB is also 90. So first I will take in triangle ABD. By Pythagoras theorem I can write AB square is equals to BD square plus AD square. Similarly, this is also my right angle triangle. So in triangle ADC I can write AC square is equals to CD square plus AD square. Let me name this as first equation. Let me name this as second equation. This I'll add first and second equation. So equation 1 plus 2. What is the equation 1 on LHS here? AB square. What is the equation to LHS? AC square is equals to add the RHS of both the equations 1 and 2. BD square plus CD square plus AD square plus AD square. Now that is equals to BD square plus CD square plus AD square plus AD square is 2AD square. But given AD square is equals to BD into CD. So instead of AD square, write down BD into CD. So I'll substitute this given condition in this condition. BD square plus CD square plus 2 into, instead of AD square, BD into CD. So it is of which form if you observe? This is algebraic identity a square plus b square plus 2ab, because a is bd and b is cd. So what is a square plus b square plus 2ab? A square plus b square plus 2ab is a plus b whole square plus bd plus cd whole square, and here I have ab square plus ac square. So AB square plus AC square is equals to BC square, because from the figure I have BD square plus CD square is BC square. This is nothing but Pythagoras theorem. I know that, right? Side square plus side square is equals to hypotenuse square. So this has been proved. Angle BAC is equals to 90 degree. Therefore I have proved that triangle ABC is a right angle triangle. 18th question. Find the mean of first 7 prime numbers. I know prime numbers are the numbers which are divisible by 1 and itself. So 2 is a prime number, 3 is a prime number, 5 is a prime number, 7 is a prime number, 11, 13 and 17. How many are total prime numbers? 7. First 7 prime numbers. So 7. Now what did it ask me to find out? Mean. What is the formula for mean? Sum of all observations by number of observations So sum of all observations is 2 plus 3 plus 5 plus 7 plus 11 plus 13 plus 17. When I add this 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13 and 17, I get 3 plus 2 is 5, 5 plus 5 is 10, 10 plus 7 is 17, 17 plus 1 is 18, 18 plus 3 is 19, 20, 21, 21 plus 7 is 28, and here I have 2 plus 1 is 3, 3 plus 1 is 4, 4 plus 1 is 5, 58, and my number of observations was 7. So I got 58 by 7. So now again I need to divide this. 7 8s are 56, 8 minus 6 is 2, put a point, bring down 0, 7 2s are 14, 6 0, 7 8s are 56. So I got 8.28 as my mean. 19th question, find the mode from the following data. Class interval is given to me, frequency is given to me. But if you observe the class interval here, it is 0 to 9, 10 to 19, 20 to 29. That is here for upper limit I have 9 and here lower limit I have 10. I know that for the classes to be continuous, it should, the lower limit and the upper limit of the first class interval and the second class interval should be same. If this is 9, then the lower limit of second class interval should also be 9. Similarly, observe this is 19, this is 20. If this is 19, this should also be 19. Similarly, here if this is 29, this lower limit should also be 29. So first we have to make the classes as continuous before applying it in the formula of mode. Class interval and frequency. So I can subtract 0.5 from the lower limit and I can add 0.5 to the upper limit. If I subtract 0.5 from the lower limit, 0.5 minus 0 is 0.5 and 9 plus 0.5 is 9.5. So first column I will have is 0 to 9.5. Now here I am subtracting 0.5 now. 10 minus 0.5 is 9.5. So here I have 9.52. Next I have to add here 0.5. 19 plus 0.5, 19.5. Next here I have to subtract 0.5. 20 minus 0.5, 19.5. Okay, similarly, see here you have 0 to 9.5, 0.5 to 9.5, 9.5 to 19.5, 19.5 to 29.5. Why? Here we are subtracting 0.5 to the lower limit and up to the upper limit we are adding 0.5. 39.5, next 39.5 to 49.5, next 49.5 to 59.5. 12, 11, 8, 6. Always, first we have to choose a modal class. How to choose a modal class? Modal class will be the class which is corresponding to the highest frequency. So in the frequency column, which is the highest frequency? 12 is the highest frequency. So what is my modal class? 19.5 to 29.5. I know mode is equals to L plus F1 minus F0 by 2F1 minus F0 minus F2 into H. So where L is what? Lower limit of modal class, that is equals to 19.5. This is lower limit and this is upper limit. So lower limit is 19.5. Always remember the highest frequency is called as F1 and the frequency which is preceding this F1 is called as F0. The frequency which is succeeding this frequency is called as F2. So F1, that is equals to frequency of modal class is equals to 12. F0, that is frequency of class preceding the modal class, is equals to 8. Then I have F2 is equals to frequency of class succeeding the modal class, that is equals to 11. Next, H is equals to class size. What is class size? Class size is nothing but upper limit minus lower limit. So if I subtract here 59.5 minus 49.5, I'll get the answer as 10. So what is my class size? 10. Now I can substitute in the formula of mode. What is L here? 19.5 plus what is F1? 12 minus what is F0? 8 by 2 into 12 minus what is F0 here? 8 minus 11 into h is 10. Now 19.5 plus, what is 12 minus 8? 12 minus 8 is 4. 12 2s are 24. Here both are minus, so I'll add 11 plus 8 is 19 into 10. 19.5 plus 4 by, what is 24 minus 19? 1, 14. 14 minus 9 is 5 into 10. 5 ones are 5, 5 twos are 10. 19.5 plus 4 twos are 8. So I have 19.5 plus 8 can be written as 8.0. 5 plus 0 is 5, 8 plus 9 is 17. 1 plus 1 is 2, 27.5. So what is my mode? My mode is 27.5. 28th question. A bag contains balls which are numbered from 1 to 60. A ball is drawn from the bag. The probability that it bears a 2-digit number multiple of 7 is what? Here it's given total number of balls in bag. That is total number of outcomes is given as 1 to 60 means how many are there? There are 60 balls in the bag. And it is saying two-digit number multiples of 7 means it is nothing but favorable outcomes, because that is being asked here. What are they here? They are, we know that 2-digit means 7 ones are 7. So 7 is not a 2-digit number. 7 2s are 14, 7 3s are 21, 7 4s are 28, 7 5s are 35, 7 6s are 42, 7 7s are 49, 7 8s are 56, 7 9s are 63. We cannot take 63. Why? Because 63 will be more than 60. But the number of balls here are 60 only. So what are my number of favorable outcomes? Number of favorable outcomes means I have to count these. So numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. So probability formula is number of favorable outcomes by total outcomes. So number of favorable outcomes is 7 and total outcomes are 60. So my answer is 7 by 60. 21st question, which is also very important. The question is, use Euclid's division algorithm to show that the cube of any positive integer is of the form 4m or 4m plus 1 or 4m plus 3. By the way, we are starting section 3 group A. So always in these type of questions, write down what I have to show. So here I will write to show that the cube of positive integer is of the form 4m or 4m plus 1 or 4m plus 3. Positive integer is of the form 4m, 4m plus 1 or 4m plus 3. In the question it is telling me to use Euclid's division algorithm. What is my Euclid's division algorithm? A is equals to BQ plus R. So by Euclid's division algorithm, A is equals to BQ plus R as equation 1. And what is the remainder here? Here the remainder should lie between 0 and B. That is 0 less than equal to R less than B. Since we have, if you observe these three cases, we have 4m, 4m, 4m. That is, it is in the form of BQ, BQ plus R, BQ plus R. And there is also BQ plus R, but here R is 0. So BQ plus 0. So what is B here? If you observe, B is 4. So what I'll do is, I'll substitute the value of 4 in this in place of B. So substitute B is equals to 4 in equation 1. So A is equals to 4Q plus R, where 0 less than equal to R less than, what is B here? 4. So substitute in place of B 4. Now let this be equation 2. This equation 2, I am going to substitute my different remainders for different cases. So my first case is I need 4m plus 0. So what I should substitute remainder as 0. So substitute r is equals to 0 in equation 2. What will the equation become? A is equals to 4q plus 0. What is 4q plus 0? 4q plus 0 is 4q. In the question it is telling me to show cube of any positive integer. So I should cube this positive integer because I am assuming that a here is a positive integer. Whenever I cube on LHS, I should also cube on RHS. So cubing on both sides. What will it become? A cube is equals to 4q whole cube. So a cube is equals to 4 cube means 4 4s are 16, 16 4s are 64 and q whole cube means it is q cube. 64 cube is not asked. 4m is asked. So from this 64 I will take 4 common. So it becomes a cube is equals to 4 outside. What is 4 into 16? 4 into 16 is 64. Cube I'll keep as it is inside only. Because only I need 4 here and I need m. So I'll assume the 16 cube as m. M is equals to 16q cube. A cube is equals to 4 into, in place of 16q cube, what am I writing? M. So 4m. So I will assume this as my equation 3. I got here. I had to prove cube of positive integer is 4m. Substitute r is equals to 1 in equation 2. The equation 2 become? The equation becomes a is equals to 4q plus 1. In the question it is asking me to cube the positive integer. So here also I will apply cube on both sides. So cubing on both sides. If I cube on both sides, what will it become? A cube is equals to 4q plus 1 whole cube. Now observe this RHS. It is of the form of a plus b whole cube. So since a plus b whole cube is a cube plus b cube plus 3a square b plus 3ab square, I'll write this LHS in the form of this RHS. So a cube is equals to, what is a here? A is 4q. So it becomes 4q whole cube. I'm comparing with this algebraic identity, this. Plus b whole cube. What is b here? 1. So 1q plus 3 into, what is a here? 4q. So 4q square into, what is b here? 1 plus 3 into, what is a here? 4q into, what is b here? 1. So 1 square. Now a cube is equals to 4q plus 3 into 4 4s are 16. 16 3s are 48. So 48q square plus 3 4s are 12. 12 1 1s are 12. Now if you observe, here I have 4m plus 1. So what I will do is plus 1 I will write separately. 16q cube, then I am writing 48q square and then I have plus 12. Now if you observed, in the question we had 4m plus 1. So here also I have 4. So what I will do is, these 3 I will take 4 common. From 64 I will take 4 common, so it becomes 16q cube plus 4 1s are 4, 4 2s are 8, q square plus 4 3s are 12 and plus 1 I am writing separately. Now again what I will do is I will assume the 16q cube plus 12q square plus 3 as m. So 4m plus 1. Wait, what is m? 16q cube plus 12q square plus 3q. This is 12q because q I have here. So let this be equation 4. So I got a cube is equals to 4m plus 1. So my case 2 is also satisfied. Now I have to substitute the value of Rn, this 4m plus 3. If you observe, it is 4m plus 3. It is not 4m plus 8. If it would have been 2 cube, I can do, means if I substitute r is equals to 2, it becomes 2 cube. 2 cube will be 8. I don't have 8 here. I have 3 here. In place of remainder r, I'll substitute 3 here, not 2. Because here I have plus. Substitute r is equals to 3 in equation 2. Remember what was my equation? A is equals to 4q plus r. In place of r, I am substituting 3. Now again, I have to cube on both sides because in the question it is asking me cube of positive integer. So what it becomes? A cube is equals to 4q plus 3 whole cube. So again it is in the form of a plus b whole cube, right? A plus b whole cube is a cube plus b cube plus 3a square b plus 3ab square. So a cube is equals to 4q whole cube, because a cube plus b cube is 3 whole cube, plus 3 into a is 4q square into 3b is 3, plus 3 into 4q into 3 square. Okay, this is 3 into 4q into 3 whole square. Okay. Now a cube is equals to 4 cube is 64q cube, 3 square is 9, plus 3 into 4 fours are 16, 16 threes are 48, 48 threes are 144 q square, plus here also 3 into 4, 3 fours are 12, 12 threes are 36, and 36 threes are 108. So here I have 108 into q. This was 3 cube. 3 cube will be 27. So 27 I will write separately now. If you observe all of this, in the final question of case 3, I have r should be 3. But what do I have here? Here I have 27. So what I'll do is, I'll keep that plus 3 as it is outside. And what is 27 minus 3? 27 minus 3 is 24. So I'll write 27 as 24 plus 3. A cube is equals to 64q cube plus 144q square plus 108 cube plus 24 plus 3. So a cube is equals to, now I'll take common from these. 4 is common, means 4 16s are 64, 4 3s are 12, 2 4 4 6 are 24, 4 2s are 8, 2 8 4 7s are 28, 4 6 are 24 plus 3. Now a cube is equals to, this whole I am assuming as m. So 4m plus, here I have 3. So what I have assumed m as? M is equals to 16q cube plus 36q square plus 27q plus 6. So this is my fifth equation. A cube is equals to 4m. A cube is equals to 4m plus 1. A cube is equals to 4m plus 3. So what can I write? From equations 3, 4 and 5, comma, the cube of any positive integer is of the form 4m, 4m plus 1, 4m plus 3. That is what was asked in the question. Same thing I wrote. 23rd question of group A. Show that the points minus 2, minus 1, 1, 0, 4, 3 and 1, 2 taken in order are the vertices of a parallelogram. To show that A minus 2, minus 1, B 1, 0, C 4, 3 and D 1, 2 are the vertices of a parallelogram. So this is my parallelogram A, B, C, D, and this is my midpoint of the diagonals. Okay, now we know that the one property of parallelogram is that the diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other. So in a parallelogram, this is the short form of parallelogram, diagonals bisect each other. The midpoint of AC will be equal to midpoint of BD, because they are bisecting, means they are dividing both of the diagonals into exactly equal parts, two equal parts. So midpoint of AC is equals to midpoint of BD. So first let us calculate midpoint of AC. Know the formula for midpoint is x1 plus x2 by 2, comma y1 plus y2 by 2. So if you observe here AC, right? So A is x1 y1 and C is x2 y2. So x1 plus y1 means minus 2 plus 4 by 2, comma y1 plus y2 means minus 1 plus 3 by 2. So that is nothing but 4 minus 2 is 2 by 2. 3 minus 1 is again 2 by 2. 2 ones are 2 ones are 2 ones are 2 ones are. I got 1 comma 1. Similarly, midpoint of BD is equals to same formula, x1 plus x2 by 2, comma y1 plus y2 by 2. What is x1 here for B? 1 comma 0 y1. D is also x1 y1. So 1 plus 1 by 2, comma 0 plus 2 by 2. So 1 plus 1 is 2 by 2, comma 2 plus 0 is 2 by 2. 2 ones are 2, 2 ones are 2, 2 ones are 2, 2 ones are 2. So I got midpoint of BD is also 1 comma 2. So I can see that both of the midpoints are equal. Midpoint of AC is equals midpoint of BD. So hence we can say ABCD are the vertices of a parallelogram. That is minus 2 comma minus 1, 1 comma 0, 4 comma 3 and 1 comma 2 are the vertices of a parallelogram. Is construct a triangle of sides 5 cm, 6 cm and 7 cm. Then construct a triangle similar to it, whose sides are 2 by 3 of the corresponding sides of the first triangle. First, let us draw the rough diagram. Since it is an 8 marks question, I also have to draw a rough diagram. ABB 5 cm, and then from A I can take 6 cm, and I can take from B 7 centimeters. So this will be C. And then I have to take a ray. Let us suppose it is AX. Since it is telling me here 2 by 3 of the corresponding sides, total number of parts here are 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A1, A2, A3, A4, A5. I'll join fifth part and I'll draw a line parallel to. I need the smaller one here, that is 2 by 3. So I'll join this to second part and then I'll draw a line parallel. So first I'll draw AB is 5 centimeter. And then I will take 6 centimeter on the compass. See, it's 6. From here, draw an arc. And then similarly, I need 7. So I'll extend it a little bit such that it becomes 7. So now it is 7. So I'll join this. Here, when it was 6, I need to decrease it because now I'll join these both. This was 6 centimeter, 7 centimeter. I'll draw a ray such that it is an acute angle. Let this be X. Next, I will take some radius and keeping on A, I will draw an arc on X and I will draw an arc. Okay, similarly keep here and draw an arc. I need 5 arcs like that. 3, 4, 5. Now A1, A2, A3, A4, A5. Now since it is given in the question, the ratio should be 2 by 3. If I add 2 plus 3, I'll get 5. So what I'll do is I'll join A5 and B. This is my A5 here and this is my B. After joining A5, B, between 2 and 3, 2 is smaller. I need 2 parts out of 3 parts. I don't need 3 parts out of 2 parts. So where there is A2, there is 2 parts. From this, I'll draw a line which is parallel to this A5B and I'll take it to A2. Okay, like this. I have to reconnect to A2, right? Now I'll join this. To this side, that is BC, I will draw a line which is parallel. Let this point be A dash and let this point be C dash. A dash, C dash, this is B dash. This is my required triangle, which I can clearly see that it is only 2 by 3 times of the whole triangle. First is drawn a length AB is equals to length of triangle ABC. AB is equals to length as AB is equals to 5 centimeter. Place compass on A and with radius 6 centimeter, draw an arc. On B and draw an arc with radius 7 centimeter. Mark the point of intersection of both the arcs as C. Draw a ray AX. Place compass on A and draw an arc A1 on ray BX, on ray AX. Similarly, mark AA1. Here we can see that all the radiuses are same. That is AA1 is equals to A1, A2 is equals to A2, A3 is equals to A3, A4 is equals to A4, A5. AA1 is equals to A1, A2 is equals to A2, A3 is equals to A3, A4 is equals to A4, A5. Next, what are we doing? Join A5B. Next, what are we doing? Draw a line parallel to AB from A2 such that it meets AB at B dash. B dash. We are joining B dash to C dash. We are extending B dash such that it intersects B at C dash and is also parallel to BC. Next we can say that triangle A dash, B dash, C dash is a required triangle. Remember, in 8 marks question, you must write steps of construction, you must draw a rough diagram, you must draw all the diagrams neatly. And one more thing, name these angles. Okay, name these angles, like mark these. Similarly, mark this, mark this. Okay. 26th question. 2 die, 1 red and 1 yellow are thrown at the same time. 1 die is red and 1 die is yellow, and we are throwing it at the same time. Write down all the possible outcomes. First, you have to write all the possible outcomes. What is the probability that the sum of the two numbers appearing on the top of the die is 8, 13 and less than or equal to 12? Remember, whenever we throw 2 die, let us suppose here we have on one die 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Similarly, on the other die also we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, what is the probability? The possible outcomes can be on the first die I can get 1 and on the second die also I can get 1. Or in the first die I can get 1 and on the second die I can get 2. Similarly, on the first die I can get 1 and on the second die I can get 3. Similarly, 1, 4, 1, 5, 1, 6. Similarly, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, 4, 2, 5, 2, 6. Similarly, 3, 1, 3, 2, 3, 3 and so on up to 3, 6. That is, here it means that on one die my outcome is 3 and on second die my outcome is 1. So all the possible outcomes we have to write since it is asking in the question. So this is how you have to write whenever 2 die are rolled. It is confusing us by saying 2 colors. Okay. Which will be common for all the 3 bits. Probability only I have to find out here. So probability is equals to number of favorable outcomes by total outcomes. This formula only I am going to use in all the 3 bits. Now, in the first bit, if you observe, it is telling us that what is the probability that the sum of the two numbers appearing on the top of the die is 8. That is, from this 2, when you add the first outcome and the second outcome, you should get the sum as 8. We can have 2 plus 6, 8. We can have 3 plus 5, 8. We can have 4 plus 4, 8. We can have 5 plus 3, 8. We can have 6 plus 2, 8. These are the possible outcomes. When I add the first outcome and second outcome of the both the dices, I'll get the sum as 8. So I'll write the favorable outcomes. What are my favorable outcomes here? Favorable outcomes are 2, 6, 3, 5, 4, 4, 5, 3 and 6, 2. Now I'll write the number of variable outcomes. Number means I have to count them and write. Right? How many are there? There are 5 outcomes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So number of variable outcomes are 5. Now I have to find out probability that the sum on both the die is 8. That is equals to number of variable outcomes here is 5. And one more thing. The total outcomes will be same for all. What will be the formula for total outcomes here? Remember, whenever 2 die are thrown, the formula will be 6 square. 6 square is 36. So what is the total outcome? 36. How did I get this? Remember, the formula is whenever n number of times a die is thrown, the formula is 6 power n. Here 2 times a die is thrown. So 6 square. Okay. So here the answer is 5 by 36 because 6 square is 36. Total outcomes are 36. Bit, I have to find out the probability that the sum on both the dice is 13. 1, 3. Maximum number which I can get on both the dice 6 plus 6, that is 12. Okay, if I go less than this, it will be less than 12. But the maximum time is 6 plus 6, that is 12. So I cannot get any sum which is equal to 13. Okay, so number of variable outcomes here are 0, which I can get sum as 13. In second bit, number of variable outcomes is 0. Why? So probability that the sum is 13 will be equal to 0 by 36, that is equals to 0. Because it is an impossible event. Then next third bit is, it is telling me what is the probability that the sum of the numbers appearing on the top of the die is less than or equal to 12. Less than or equal to 12. It means that the sum can either be equal to 12 or it can be less than 12, means it can be anywhere in the box. It can be 6 plus 5, it can be 5 plus 5, it can be 3 plus 3, it can be 2 plus 2. That is, I can get all these sums. How many are these? If you see, here is 6 and here I have 6. This will be 36. Favorable outcomes are all. Okay, that is, they are 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, up till all 6, 5, 6, 6. That is, here I can say number of favorable outcomes are how many? There are 36 number of favorable outcomes. Now, probability that the sum is less than or equal to 12 is 36 by, because number of favorable outcomes is 36. Total outcomes are also 6 square, that is 36. 36 1 36, 36 1 36. So that is equals to 1.